Good morning, and well, it's morning now. We're just out on a walk and Alfie's having a nice little run around, as you can see. Excuse the state of me, and we're looking forward to getting back home and joining you for today's Flosstube. So we'll see you then. Hello and welcome back to Bumble Stitches. My name's Nicola and this is my Flosstube number 36. Well, it's not my usual day for recording. It's actually Monday evening. It's about 8 o'clock here. We just had dinner. And I was going to record yesterday on Sunday, which is my normal recording day. But the day just literally ran away with me and I didn't want to leave it too long. I'm not going to say I made a New Year's resolution, but I am making a conscious effort to try and pop along to share what I've been up with you on a more regular basis. So here I am again on a Monday evening. So I hope you're all well. It's just a day over 2 weeks since I saw you last, and I've got a bit of stitching done and a few things that I wanted to share with you. I'll just get comfy, sorry. Yeah, it's been a work day, so it's been a bit hectic today, but as I said, I just wanted to get back and make sure I didn't leave it too long again. So thank you all for coming back. If you are a new subscriber, thank you ever so much for joining us all here. And if you are a long-term subscriber, thank you also. It's good to have you back. I am really close now to the 10,000 subscribers, so if you're not subscribed, if you could just make me very happy and hit that subscribe button, I'd be really thrilled. So okay, I've got some notes. I've written notes today, and I've also got my my little Lorry Holt planner that I've been filling in diligently every day, even if I have to write no stitching in it. There's been a couple of days like that this month, where for whatever reason, just being too tired or too late, or you know, just one of those evenings or days when it just didn't happen. But I've been recording everything and it's really helping me to stay on track with the plans that I've made for myself. Yeah, and just to give the projects that I've chosen to work on during the month their time to shine for that particular week. So I'll start with my, it's not a fully finished object, but it's very nearly there. I sort of challenged myself to do 2 FFOs in the month of January, and I know we've got until next weekend, but I've done almost one. So if I just get that one done, it's still more progress than I've had before. So the project that I have, which is my FIP, which is a finish in progress, is Peppermint Pals by Brenda Gervais. And as you can see, he's a bit squishy. He's got walnut shells inside him, and I stitched him not this Christmas just gone, but the Christmas before, and he's nice and tactile. I really like stuffing my small pillow finishes. Well, he's not that small, as you can see by my hand. He's a fair size, but I really like this the feel of these pillows when they've got the crushed walnut shells in. So he's all done. I stitched him, here's the chart, which you can see here. So I stitched him using all the called for flosses, and he's on 32 count icy blue linen, and I stitch him 2 strands over 2 linen threads. And there he is with his gorgeous little snowman bucket with the candy canes in. And I really love this little bird here. Fabric on the back is sort of reminiscent of his little dungarees, and I think really lends itself. And I have got ready some Lady Dot Creates chenille here. I think this is Sizzle. Let's have a little look. So I just need to pop this on to call him done. Yeah, it's Lady Dot Creates Sizzle, and in the UK I get mine from Peakside Needleworks, and I think you'll agree that when I get that on, the colour really lends itself. It's going to look really festive. So I've got thread ready and just need to sit down and get that stitched on. And I've only done one other finish with the Lady Dot Creates chenille one, and it really does hide a multitude of sins. So once I get that done, he'll have to go away in the box until next Christmas, but it'll be nice to call it a fully finished object. So I'm going to pop those, I'll just pop those in that basket there so I don't lose them. So that leads me on to the whips and the projects that I've been stitching on since I saw you last. And I can tell you that my lunchtime stitch has continued to be the Prim Stitch series by Laurie Holt. I'm absolutely gunning for a finish on that. I really need to get it done. It would be as strong to say I'm fed up with looking at it, but I have been stitching on it for a very long time, from the time that I started it, which was probably July of 2021. So yeah, it really needs to be done now. So I'll show you where I'm up to on that one. And this is the stitch. I'm trying to see, did I get a board? Just bear with me while I grab a board. Okay, I have been stitching in the car, as I said, with this one because I can see it without magnification. So I really don't want to be lugging. I've got a little Halo Go light, but even so, I have enough stuff to take to work as it is. So as you can see, I'm working on this block here. I've still got the needle and the needle minder on. And I've been doing some outlining here of these shaker boxes and the flower. I finished the pineapple. And while I was sitting in the car with this, I noticed that there was a loose stitch at the bottom of this lady's dress here. So I started to do a little bit of unpicking so that I can rectify that. But it would be nice to get this row done and then know that I've only got one more row to do. So that is coming along nicely. This is on a 25 count Lugana, and it is stitched 2 strands of floss over 2 threads. I've been getting quite a lot of questions about how many strands of floss over how many of the linen or Lugana threads. And yeah, I'll try to remember to share that information with you, because if you're, you know, fairly new to the hobby or coming back, these are the things that you need to know. And that one's all being stitched. I mean, you've seen this so many times. That's the chart that I'm working on at the moment. And this is part, I think it's part 9 of 12. And I'm using the called for Prim or a Floss collection of flosses. So let me move that one out of the way, because that one needs to go back for car stitching tomorrow lunchtime at work. Pop that down. The next project that I've been working on, and when I got it out I was like, oh, am I really feeling this? Do I want to stitch on it at the moment? But once I got started, that was it. I was really enjoying it, although I did start stitching on the wrong piece of the chart, and you'll see what I mean when I show you my glitter village. And as you can see, when I stitched this before, and if you're a long-term viewer you'll know this is my second bash at this. I started stitching obviously house number 1 and then went to number 2 and number 3 and across, but I thought to mix it up this time, seeing as it's the second bite of this cherry, I would go down and mix things up a little bit. So this is actually house number 4, which I'm not quite finished. I did the top border and the house and the little reindeer here. And these are charts from, I always forget, from Country Cottage Needleworks, and there are 9 charts in the series. So this is the one I'm stitching at the moment, and I've got all the other ones here ready to go. And a while ago, forgive me if I get your name wrong, I think it was Ebony, sent me this gorgeous stitch folder that I'm keeping this project in, and I've got all the called for classic colourwork flosses here that sit really nicely in there, and I love the fact that it's got room for all the charts are safely in there. I've got a needle minder that I've got my scissors on, some needles. This is a nice little space for the treasure braid petites, and somewhere to pop my needle. And this is like a flannelly sort of material, so it's really good for sticking your little bits of thread on, those little orts, while you're stitching. So that's had a little bit of love, and it has to go away for a little while now. But I think my initial sort out when I did my sort of whip parade and a bit of a purge on some of my projects has really helped me to focus on things that I would like to get completed, or as near as I can, this year of 2023. So let's pop this one away. The next whip that I worked on, I got Winter Rose Manor out, and then I looked at my planner and realised that you've actually seen that, so there's nothing new to see on that, so we'll skip over that. And the next thing that I stitched on was Baby It's Cold Outside by Heartstring Samplery. And as you can see, I've got a little bit of progress here. I've got some more of the trees done. The snow's complete underneath the house, and I did a little bit more of the words there. So I'll show you this one, and this fabric is, I'll tell you when I get into the bag. I had to order another skein of the pomegranate. I was running out of that. Let me show you the flossies. I'm using the called for. I think I've replaced one of the whites with some DMC 712. But yes, it's quite a limited palette, which makes it a relatively inexpensive project if you fancy it and you don't want to be buying loads and loads of flosses. And we'll talk more about buying loads of flosses in a little while. But this is the chart. So, Baby It's Cold Outside, and as I said, by Beth Twist of Heartstring Samplery. And the fabric that I'm using, I was going to tell you that, wasn't I? This is a Fibre on a Whim 32 count espresso, and I'm stitching 2 strands of floss over 2 linen threads. I'm really loving the coverage and loving the way that these floss colours are playing on this fabric. So that had a little bit of love. As I said, there were quite a few evenings. I was at an exhibition in Birmingham at the NEC, and that was a really long day. I set out at 4 AM in the morning and got home at 10 o'clock in the evening, so that definitely was a no stitches day. And there've been another sort of few evenings when Alfie has had other plans and not really allowed me to stitch. So I know I could put him in his crate or I could put him in the other room, but I like to see him of an evening, and sometimes he'll go to sleep next to me and be quite content, and other times he wants to grab the floss and he wants to grab my fabric and he wants to sit on my lap and he wants to put his nose all over the magnifying lamp and just generally be a little bit of a monkey. So yeah, sometimes there are no stitching days. So that brings me up to date with my whips and my almost FFO. I think now we will talk a little bit about the giveaways that I've had in recent episodes. The first thing I wanted to say is that there are a couple of unclaimed prizes. Jenny Wilson, if you're watching, you were the winner of the Fat Quarter Shop typeface chart that was one of the Flossmas giveaway. So this is the last call on this one. I will pop it back into my prize bag if it's not claimed by the time I do my next episode. And also there are two rather lovely prizes, well, one lovely prize and one adoption. The springtime adoption stitch, which is the chart and my piece, was won by Carolyn Wynne. So or Carolyn Wynne, sorry. So Carolyn, if you're watching, can you please get in touch with me by email and claim your prize? And the other prize that's unclaimed, I've got a bit of a pile of things. Oh, that's the typeface that Jenny has won. And the other prize was my almost 10,000 subscriber giveaway prize, which is the bag that I made, the cross stitch journal, the library cards and the floss bitties. And that was won by Creative Madness Mama. So if you're watching, again, please get in touch and let me know so that I can get your prize out to you. In saying that, Royal Mail have suspended international postage at the moment. So, but do get in touch anyway, because I can always keep things here if you are overseas and then send them off to you once the post has sorted itself out. Because I think there's been some sort of cyber incident is all they're saying. So that brings us to the last giveaway from episode 36. No, that's today, episode 35, which was the lovely stocking kit that was kindly given to me for review by the Historical Sampler Company. And there were lots of you left some lovely comments regarding the Historical Sampler Company and that entered for this giveaway. And using the random comment picker, which is my usual method for picking winners for these prizes, Pam Davis, you are the winner of this lovely kit. So Pam, if you can get in touch with me by email, which is in the description box below, and if you're in the UK, I can get this off to you straight away, and if you're overseas, again, I will wait until the post sorts itself out a little bit. And I am up to date now with prizes that were due to be posted out. So if you won something from me over the last few episodes or during Flossmas, your prize is on the way, and thank you for your patience. Right, so that's all that housekeeping, giveaway housekeeping done. I'm going to pop these things down here. Sorry for the noise. And then let me move on to, I'm just checking my notes, just to let you know also that I was very fortunate last year to be invited by Fat Quarter Shop to take part in their annual charity stitch along. Well, it's not just stitch along, it's normally a stitched piece and a quilted piece for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And I don't know if you can see it in shot there, it's the heartfelt pillow, which is just there with the pom-poms on, was what I stitched last year as part of the heartfelt. And this year it is Bountiful, and there's a Bountiful stitch along which again aids the Make-A-Wish Foundation in Central and South Texas, obviously where Fat Quarter Shop are based. And the pattern will be free, but they do ask that you make a donation to Make-A-Wish via their the link that I can put. Once everything goes live, I'll put links in the description box for you. So I'm super excited to have been asked to take part again, and I've ordered my supplies and I'm eagerly awaiting them. I'm going to be stitching with the called for flosses, but I've put a little bit of a twist on the fabric that I've chosen, so I hope you'll like it when that comes, and I'll be eager to share that with you once my supplies arrived. The stitch along starts on March the 3rd, which is the day after my birthday, so that will be a nice little sort of birthday start for me, and it runs in 6 monthly parts. So I do hope that you'll check that out and donate to Make-A-Wish and take part in the stitch along, the quilt along, or both if you're feeling particularly adventurous. Okay, so stitchy plans. I've got this last week of January. I left a bit of a gap because I thought I would take advantage and get a little bit ahead of things that are happening in February. So in February, again, staying with Fat Quarter Shop, there is the Be Mine sale. And this is all things love and Valentine's related. And they have a couple of patterns available. One of which is Love Note. And that's the one that I'm stitching along with. And I know how slow a stitcher I am. And also I can get really busy, so I thought I would just be a little bit cheeky and get a head start. So I've got my supplies in this Gingham on the Go bag, which is also from Fat Quarter Shop, and I made a little bit of a start. So let me show you the chart or the picture. This is a free it's a free chart on their blog, and I will put a link down below, so if you like the look of this one, you can download it for free, and it uses 3 colours, so you just need a white, a pink and a red, or of course your own choice of colours if you want to mix it up a bit. They've stitched their model on a grey fabric. I think it is slate grey, 14 count Ada by Fabric Flair, but I've mixed things up a little bit, and I will show you what I have chosen for mine. And as I said, I have made a tiny start. Excuse me, I have got a little bit of a sniffle. I don't know where that's come from. I'll show you where I'm up to with this, because I thought at least if I get started, then I've got maybe a smidgen's chance of getting this finished in February. So I've chosen Classic Colourworks Belle Soie silks, and you can see the sheen of these. These are really beautiful flosses, and the first time I've used these, I have stitched with silk before, once before with some Ovira Soie d'Alger, but not with these, and I think I actually prefer these. So the colours I've chosen are Icing for the white, for the red I've chosen Sister Scarlet, beautiful, and it's got some nice variegation in there as well. And for the pink, Porcelain Pink, which is a lovely sort of dusty rosy pink. And for the fabric I've chosen, this is another fibre on a whim, I really like their linens, and this is a 36 count Edinburgh linen in the colourway Parchment. So you can see that there. And then I will show you my tiny start that I did last night, and it is a tiny start. It's just down there in the corner because I've got some plans for the rest of this fabric. And as you can see, excuse my little needle minder, I've just sort of started on the corner and the first heart to get the bottom. That will repeat there, and then we go on to the envelope design. Where's my chart gone? So as you can see, I've just done that little tiny corner. Got some wonderful hoop marks going on there. I've been on a bit of a quest with hoops lately. I always stitch in a hoop. I've tried sewing, stitching in hand, and can't really get on with it. Well, I can do it, but I don't like the way my stitches look. So I've been on a bit of a mission, and at the moment my hoop of choice, hands down, is the Morgan hoop. And these are available on Amazon, and I have got another one on the way from Fat Quarter Shop because I want to have more than one on the go so that I don't have to keep hunting for it in project bags. I did try a clover hoop, but I didn't really have a lot of success with that. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that. If you're like me, I love a hoop. I've got lots of wooden hoops, but I find they don't tend to keep their tightness, and this gets a really nice tautness to the fabric. So that's the Be Mine stitch along, so please do join in. As I said, this is a free chart. There's also another mystery stitch along coming. I'm not sure if the details have been released, so I won't say too much at the moment, but there's another gorgeous mystery stitch along as well for the Be Mine sale. So really good fun if you fancy some seasonal Valentine stitching. I'll pop this one away. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of time this evening. Put a few stitches into that one. Okay, and while we're on the Valentine's theme, in a Christmas bag, because I like mixing things up like that, I've got another pattern which coincidentally is called Love Notes, and you're probably familiar with this one from Brenda Gervais with the needle and thread, and this is a series there of 5 little pincushion size pillows, and all I've done so far is pulled some fabric, and I think this is still in the pack. This is a Zweigart Edinburgh. It says 35 count on the front. I'm assuming it's 36. And I believe this is, it might be summer khaki. I think it's summer khaki. They don't actually put the colours on the pack. And I ordered this from Wool Warehouse in the UK. It's a really good place to pick up Zweigart fabric. And I've pulled some threads. Some of them are called for, some of them aren't, and they're ready to go. So I might just throw another little new start in for February and do that also as part of my Be Mine stitch along. Now, I mentioned earlier about buying lots of flosses, and I did buy some flosses because I was going through my little journal and thinking, okay, so I'm being good, I'm stitching on some whips and I've got some stitch alongs coming up, but I really need to go through some of the gorgeous charts that I've bought since I've been back to cross stitching, and remember why I bought them, which is because I love them, and get them at least kitted up so that I can make a start when I'm ready. So I went on to one of my fave needle workshops, which is Peakside Needleworks, and I have kitted up 2 projects. So the first one is in this Liberty bag that I made some time ago. I also treated myself to a new project bag on Etsy, which hasn't arrived yet, so I'm really looking forward to that coming. But in this bag I have got, this is so yummy and I'm really looking forward to starting it. This is a chart from Christina of Whilst Iris Naps, and this is Anne Logan, and I believe it's a Scottish sampler, and as you can see it's all alphabet, and a lot of it is done in, I believe, it was 1840 was the date, and where are we? I can't remember if they're Algerian eyes. Oh, it says Anne used eyelets in her sampler, but Algerian eyelets will be a suitable alternative. So I will go with whatever Christina tells me to do, because this is absolutely gorgeous. I downloaded this from Christina's website absolutely ages ago because I fell in love with it when she showed it on her Flosstube, and there it sat on my iPad basically, but she's printed out now. I've got all the called for flosses, which are all Weeks Dye Works, a gorgeous palette. There's some really stunning colours in here. Williamsburg Red, which is gorgeous. I don't know if these colours are particularly showing true. Louisiana Hot Sauce there, and there's blues and greens, and I think it's going to make a really stunning sampler when it's stitched. Now I pulled, first of all, this gorgeous piece of linen from my friend Paula of Eva Faith, and this was in my advent calendar, and this is a 36 count in the colourway Catkin. It's coming over a bit washed out under these lights, but it is a bit more creamy than this, but it's not going to play well with the grits thread there. I think I'm going to end up with some very ghostly letters. So I thought it would actually go really, really well on the 36 count parchment that I've got my love note from Fat Quarter Shop on. So once I've got more of that, the outline of that established, I'll trim the fabric down, and I think these colours will work beautifully on that and be a stunning choice for Anne Logan. So that was my first little cheeky kitting up, and it was nice just to get all the called for flosses. And it's the anticipation, isn't it, of going through what the chart says and picking up the, you know, choosing the flosses and ticking them off, and then they arrive and they're even more beautiful than you imagined they were going to be together. And just, I think that's the lure of a new start, isn't it? Getting all the wonderful things together. And not content with one project to kit up, I kitted up another, and this is something that I have been, I'm absolutely dying to make a drum. But Nicola, to make a drum you have to finish the stitch piece first. So I've got a few patterns in my collection that are drum patterns. So I did and ah a little bit, but in the end I went for the, what's it called, 5 Songbirds pin drum by Heartstring Samplery, one of my favourite designers, and I just love the colours in this piece. Really, really pretty, fresh, springy. I love the Adam and Eve motifs in samplers anyway, and the fact that they're on this really cute little drum sold it to me. So this one I have kitted up with a piece of Fibre on a Whim again. Really love their linen. This is 32 count affogato, just a small piece, big enough for the drum. And I also got, I couldn't get, you see in the, they used the Lady Dot Creates Rick Rack, and the colour of that is Barn Door. Now they didn't have that, but I did get some chenille in Barn Door. And when it's complete, she says, because I'm going to stitch this and make this drum, I'll see how this looks, and if it's not right I can save it for something else and see if I can pick up some Rick Rack that works. And I've got all the called for flosses, so these are so beautiful. Tennessee Red Clay, Tropical Paradise, that actually came in my Patchwork Rabbit Advent. There's a few DMCs here that I need to put on floss drops, and there are some wonderful Weeks dye works in here. Boysenberry, this gorgeous purpley colour, Cocoa, Glacial Melt, Olive, Red Rocks, and Sanguine, which I think is for the sort of the nudie parts of the Adam and Eve. So I think those colours are going to work really, really well on that fabric. And I'm itching to start this one, absolutely busting a gut to start this project, but I need to be focused. And I suppose what I need to do is write down in my planner when I'm going to start it, and that way it won't be naughty because it will be in my plans. And I think I've just thrown the bag on the floor, but I'll grab that in a little while. So those are that is what I've been up to. Had a little splurge on some lovely flosses. I did have another little piece of haul, not cross stitch related, but just as delicious. This is my Laurie Holt Fat Quarter Club that I get from So Hot UK. I've mentioned it before. I think it's great value. You get 8 fat quarters monthly. You can cancel anytime you want. I'm not sponsored by them. This is not a gift. I buy this myself. Yeah, you can join when you want, cancel when you want. You get 8 beautiful fat quarters every month. And from time to time, excuse me, they throw in a little surprise as well. So this month, what did they say about the collection? Just trying to find the card. Oh, they're just saying that's a quarterly bonus. Oh, this month the fat quarters are from Laurie's Bee Plaids Cookbook and Bee Backgrounds. Lovely low volume fabrics that will give you a nice calm start to the new year. So, and there they are, some lovely, as it says, low volumes, which are really, really handy. And of course, even if you don't quilt, these are great just for backing your pillows, making project bags, all those little things that you need gorgeous fabric for. But the little bonus this month is this gorgeous Cherries charm, and this is from the I think it's from the Calico collection. Yeah, for the new Calico collection. So that will go rather nicely on the new project bag that I've ordered from Etsy. My little cheeky purchase So I'll pop that on when it arrives and share it with you in my next episode. So I hope this hasn't all been too rushed. As I said, it's a work evening. I've come home from work. We've took Alfie for a walk, had dinner. Justin got left with clearing up the kitchen and I popped in here to record this video. But I hope you've enjoyed it. It was nice to catch up again. Please get in touch if you are a giveaway winner, and I will see you all next time, probably on a Sunday. But take care until then. Bye.